Hey guys, it's Preston. Welcome back. In this video, we have a shadow fade comb-over that has some cowlicks, a double crown. There's some areas that we run into some problems. So y'all watch this video throughout, and you'll get to see how I tackle some of the most common problems you see in some of these haircuts. Y'all stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, here we go. I'm just combing the hair out and getting it all laying in the right direction where it's supposed to be, and so I can get started cutting this guy's hair. I didn't do the previous haircut, so he come in with a picture and he showed me a picture of something that he wants, a goal. It's gonna be a shadow fade haircut with my lowest guard is a 1/16, the purple guard you see, and right here I am starting out with the 1/16 guard open, and I'm just making my first guideline all the way around the head. I don't like to use the whatever the lowest guard is and make my first guideline unless I'm going to skin, then that's a little different. But with these haircuts, I kind of like to use the clipper open and start my guideline, and then I'll fade down. And you see I'm just going all the way around the head, getting that first guideline in. Actually, most of the time, even with skin fades, I'll fade down. I'll start with one size and I'll fade down. It's just a technique that I built for myself, so y'all find the technique that works for you, and I hope you can take bits and pieces out of what I'm trying to teach you guys here, and it'll help you. You see I'm flicking out at the very top. I go up to where I want the guideline to be, and then I flick out. So the hair up to where the guideline is supposed to be is cut all one length. It's important to note that. Right here, I'm working my way down with the guard half closed. I know it looks like I'm going all the way up to that guideline, but I'm really not. And at the very end, I flick out just a little bit, just to do that little blend, and I just work my way down to the guard closed. With this color hair and no lower than I'm going with the 1/16 guard, I only close my guard halfway and go around, and then I'll close it all the way, and then if I see some spots, I'll go back and detail my work a little bit. But with this kind of haircut, you really don't need to stop at every one of the notches on the Andis Master. It's just little things that's going to speed your haircuts up. And you'll hear me say it a million times, time is money. Time is money. You have to learn how to give good quality haircuts in a timely manner. And I'm just going through this kid's haircut, and blending. This is my final blend down, and this is a number 2 guard open. I want you to see something here, and maybe this is just my preference. It's just something that I've learned over the years. I follow I give the same contour for the second guideline, except for when I go to the back of the head. I like to leave that, I like to make that wider. I like to spread my fade out in the back of the head and it's just helped me to a lot of times that fade can give you problems, and it's just one of the ways I found that will help me not have so many problems with that area, and just spreading that fade out a little bit. I don't know, you guys try it and let me know in the comments what you think, and hopefully it helps you as much as it's helped me. And this is a number 1 guard, the 1/8 guard, and it's open, and as you can see, it's all about that flick out. Y'all gotta perfect that flick out. Go up a little bit into the hair and flick it out, see what it looks like. This is all trial and error. You gotta practice these techniques. It's not always about, you know, follow the notches. It's not about that. You want to keep your fades looking uniform, and in the beginning, yeah, that's probably a good idea for you to have, you know, certain standard but once you get a little more advanced, and as you learn, you're gonna have to learn how to play with those notches and play with your clippers and learn that flick out, and it'll really help you speed up on your haircuts. And I know I harp on speed a lot, but speed is everything. You can see I just pointed out that line, and I just went back in there, and y'all can't be scared to take them lines out. Sometimes you're scared to, I see barbers that are scared to hit those lines. Listen, you should be hitting that line and immediately flicking up. So with the flick out motion, it's going to keep you from creating new lines. And here I just have the number 2 guard on again. I'm doing the same steps on the other side of the head. It's the same exact process on this side as it is the other. So you guys can, you know, kind of get an idea of how I do things, and maybe you can take little nuggets from it and learn it, you know, your own way. But you can see right here in the back how I think stretching that blend out really helps it to look more natural. You know, I understand people, you know, if not all haircuts should look like this, and this ain't for all haircuts. You know, you want drop fades or low fades. You don't do it this way. You know, obviously you want to keep that fade, you know, the same all the way around. But on these, you know, experiment on different haircuts. This will really help you out a little bit. And when I'm making these videos and posting them, don't think that what I say for one haircut means that you have to do it the same way for every haircut. That is absolutely not true. It's just what works on the certain type of haircut that I'm showing right now. So you guys try this technique and see if it helps you out, especially on the back. You can see how the back blends out pretty good, and I'm showing you a line here that I see, and I just go back in there and hit that line. Man, really, this is trial and error for you guys. You guys don't be scared to be creative. Don't be scared what other barbers think. Man, this is art. Make that's your canvas. Your customer's your canvas, and as long as you're giving the customer what they want and the haircut, the fade looks smooth, you know, it's all, you know, proportionate, and you know, it's the same on each side and all that. Man, the sky's the limit. Don't put yourself in a box and say, well, so and so fades like this, so I gotta make my face look like that. I mean, it gives you a guide to go by, but man, be different. Don't try to be like even me. Don't try to be like the other guys you see posting these videos. Man, build your own style. Be unique. That's what it's all about. This is a number 3 guard that I'm just taking the rest of the bulk off the top up to the parietal ridge, and you can you can see that I'm gonna have to come back and do a little bit of work there with clipper over comb. But this number 3 takes out that bulk pretty good. And then I'll come back with clipper over comb and detail it out just a little bit. Right here I'm just going against the grain. It's a different growth pattern right there, so that's just me going against the grain. Right here I'm edging him out. Listen guys, y'all please don't push these people's edges back. Keep it as natural as possible. Even when you're doing like the front edge and the C-cups, man, y'all keep these edges as natural as possible, so when it starts, do your client a favor. I see people that push these edges back and they start growing back, and you know, within a couple days it's starting to look bad, and it just destroys the haircut. I'm not saying don't give your people a good edge. That's not what I'm saying. But don't push them back, especially right here around the ears and down to the nape of the neck. Man, keep that natural. I mean, I know some of these mohawks and stuff, you know, V-cuts and whatever, I get it. However, on these regular types of haircuts, keep it natural. You see me here, I only show this on one side. I do it to the other side as well. But I just wanted you to see that I use the shaver on these edges here, and it's just a quick way to make that edge look really clean. The clippers, I wouldn't suggest doing this on like a 0 or anything less than like the 1/16 guard, or maybe a half. You don't want to use that. Use your straight razor if you go anything lower than a 1/16 guard, just to be safe. But with this longer hair, those shavers won't cut it, the longer hair, so you can make it look like a nice edge. Again, I'm just edging him out and making it look the way it's supposed to. Make sure you get all the hair off of, you know, go up around, you know, but right below the ear. This is a neckline in the back. This is just, I'm showing you, I'm keeping it as low as possible. I'm rounding these edges in different areas. People like different things. You know, some people like square, some people like round. I always ask, but most of the people in my area likes it rounded. I don't know if that's a geographical thing, or if that's a, you know, whatever. I don't know what it is, but people like it. You see, I'm clipper over combing this right here, and these combs, notice this comb that I'm using. It's a Clipper originally started making these combs, and all the other companies have now started making them. They're all basically the same. It's a really great comb. It's not super fine tooth, but it picks the hair up good. I'll put a link in the description for you guys. Y'all check out these combs and tell me what you think. And here you can see the cowlicks in his hair. I'm just trying to comb them and see how they lay the best in which direction, because they're going to have to be combed over. So I over direct the hair here, and I make my first guideline, and you can see how it lays down really well right there. Now once I get around, he's got another cowlick over here. This is one of the problem areas that I was telling you about in the intro. You have to really form his hair. You have to sculpt this area and make it look right. It's not cut it all the same length, because that's not going to make it look right. And I know this haircut looks short, long, and then short again, but that's just the growth patterns of his hair. You can see how bad those growth patterns are, and it's actually contoured. It's right. You can see right here how it's contoured right, but it just looks like that on the video. And right here, I'm just taking some bulk out. just some, I'll come back with my clip over comb, or excuse me, my shears. Right here I'm wetting the hair and getting it ready to shear cut. My customer's making a funny face. This is a pretty cool kid, man. Him and his dad are cool people. But man, y'all don't be scared to saturate your people's hair. Get that hair wet. And I'm sorry that this is cut off. I'm gonna pay closer attention to that in the future. But I'm just cutting this straight across. And you'll see as I come back, it's longer in the bang area than it is at the crown. And that's by design because two reasons. This kid wants the shortest possible. He wants the bangs longer so he can do the poof up in the front, like the pompadour look, but he wants the rest of it just long enough to comb over, but where it still all ties together. So you'll see when I come back and I'm actually cutting the other direction that I am actually angling my fingers up, so it'll get longer at the bangs and shorter at the crown. Right here, I know you can't see it, but this is where I start the cut for the crown being shorter. I'm doing some shear over comb work there, and I'm getting longer as I come toward the bang area. Y'all, this is also called cross-checking your haircut. Listen, once you go from the direction like ear to ear, y'all really need to come back. I just part that out so I can do some shear over comb work and not have to worry about getting the bang in. But when y'all come back and do from front of the head to the back of the head, y'all really need to do that. It's cross-checking your haircut. It'll take any scissor marks out that you may have. It'll make sure everything ties together and it's all the way it should be. I did speed this up a little bit. I'm trying to keep these videos around 20 minutes for you guys. So y'all forgive me for speeding this up. And we're just doing some detailing work. I'm sorry guys, I didn't have the camera turned so y'all could see what I was doing there, but I will pay more attention to that in the future. And we're just going to cut his bangs. I do some point cutting here, but I come back and cut them even shorter because I didn't like the length of them. I wanted them shorter than, you know, to be above his eyebrow. And really, I'm just detailing some of my work here and just getting it, just doing the final touches on my cut. I blow him off. Y'all let me know, do y'all have air hoses in your shop? And I re-wet the hair and I'm using some gel and I'm going to use some hairspray. You see how I'm going to the roots. I'm getting that gel all the way to the root. So I use some hairspray. This is my Kenra hairspray. I'll put a link in the description for that as well. Y'all check this hairspray out. It's a really good hairspray. A professional product. It does a really good job. And before anybody says anything, I know somebody's going to say something about me using a comb. This is my preference. I have round brushes, and if I'm trying to get some major height or something, I'll use my round brush. But for this particular guy, he doesn't want it super crazy. He does want the little poof up front, but he doesn't want it real big, so it's just easier for me. I do it with my comb and it works out. This is still sped up. Again, I'm trying to keep these videos right around 20 minutes. I'm gonna be more mindful, so I'll leave it sped up to when I show you the haircut, but know in the future that I'm gonna pay more attention and slow that down. But y'all let me know, get in the comments, let me know what you think about this haircut. Let me know if you liked it. Just give me your opinion. Here's the final haircut, and thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it.